White Noise was directed by Noah Baumbach and stars Adam Driver, Greta Gerwig, and Don Cheadle, and is running in some theaters right now, but will also be available on Netflix starting next week. In this movie, you follow a family with the father and mother who are very much oblivious to the fact that things are crazy in the world and want to sort of maintain normalcy. But after a series of unfortunate events that take place around their town, they are thrust into a world where nothing really makes sense, and it leads to one crazy incident after the other. And I don't want to say much more about it because I would rather you see White Noise with a fresh set of eyes. I didn't watch a single trailer or even read up the plot synopsis before seeing it. I know it's based on the novel by Don DeLillo, but I didn't want to go in knowing anything. My knowledge was zero. And if you've not read the book, or if you haven't seen the trailers or read the synopsis, I highly recommend continuing to do that, because White Noise is such a batshit crazy experience that it needs to be seen to be believed. I don't think everyone's gonna like this movie. I think it's definitely gonna have its detractors. It's a film that's very out there and very bizarre, and it's very scatterbrained in things that it wants to do. Like, don't expect something which is super, focused when it comes to the plot line. In fact, I would say that's the one weakness the film has. We'll talk more about that later. But despite this, I had such a fun time with White Noise. In fact, every second of this movie, I was having a ball. And it's very funny. It really helps that this is a very funny script, and all the actors in it are doing a really good job of just getting the laughs out of you. I saw the movie with a few people, and in my theater, everybody was having a good time. I mean, there were a lot of laughs, especially this one guy who was just, he was thinking, he probably thought it was the best movie he's ever seen, which, good for him. But the actors who are selling this thing are so good in it. I mean, at this point, saying Adam Driver is really good in a movie is kind of like an obvious statement, but he is really damn good here. He does a really, really great job, and he's very funny in the film, as is Greta Gerwig and Don Cheadle. The kids are also really, really good, especially Rafi Cassidy, who I've seen before in only two things: Tomorrowland and The Killing of a Sacred Deer. I'm sure she's been in something else. Maybe I've missed that, or maybe I don't remember right now, but she's really good in the movie. And I wanted her to be in more stuff after seeing Tomorrowland and Killing of a Sacred Deer. So hopefully someone makes that happen. That would be very, very nice. But also really good in this is Baumbach's direction and the visuals. This is a very good looking movie. The production design and the cinematography over here, they couple to make something that is actually really eye-popping. And there's a few shots, especially with the visual effects, that are genuinely awesome. Although sometimes you can definitely feel like, how do I say this in a non-spoilery way? There is a moment in this which will remind you of another recent Netflix thing, and you'll see that and you go, they must have got the team from that to do that, and so it's very funny that way. But it's still really visually stunning, so there is to be praised over there. The music by Danny Elfman is really, really great as well, and there's a song by LCD Sound System at one point which I think should be Oscar nominated. I don't know if it will be, but that was awesome. The choreography in this movie, when it comes to some of those moments, is really, really well done. Like I said, the movie is a lot of fun, but it does have a very scatterbrained plot. According to what I've read, apparently this was an unfilmable book, and Baumbach took a swing at it. And I think the film that we get from it is as good as it can be, although there's definitely things where you can see that it is straining under that, weight of trying to make everything happen at once. And I think what happens, especially in the second half, is that the film takes a bit of a detour when it comes to what plot it wants to follow and becomes something else. And then there are times where it just feels like it doesn't all completely come together as cohesively as it can. It gets very scatterbrained. But despite this, it still manages to stick the landing on a lot of things, and by the end of the movie, I still was quite satisfied with it overall. Although I don't think it's Baumbach's best movie by any means. I don't think it's even his worst movie though. I think it's just a solid time at the movies, and it's a shame that it's not going to be running in more theaters right now, because I feel like this is definitely an audience movie, and maybe it was. I mean, I am a couple of weeks late, so you never know. Maybe I missed the crowds, but at the end of the day, I was very happy with White Noise overall, and I do recommend checking it out when it drops on Netflix. And I'm gonna give White Noise a 7.5 out of 10. Guys, we're in the home stretch of 2022, which means last stuff is coming up right now. There's gonna be the best of movies. The list is coming very, very soon. I'm very excited about that. But we're at the last few things, and I just want to give my thank yous to everybody. This channel has really grown, especially in the last few months, and I appreciate all the subscribers have come in and all the love that you've shown on the Whales review or Avatar, The Way of Water, and it means a lot to me. And there's still a couple of things left. We're not quite out of the woods yet, so I'm going to end this on a high note. There's going to be reviews for Puss in Boots, which I've heard is fantastic, and also Babylon. And so once those are done, I'll have the best of list out for you guys. Thank you very much as always for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review as well. If you have enjoyed it and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and I'll see you guys at the movies.